Thank you very much. Before we start, I would really like to thank Susie and the organizer for this 2 days actually, which was wonderful. And thank you all for coming and joining my session today. So my name is Allen from København, Denmark. But let's see if technology is working. Yep. Today I will actually share my personal story about feedback. What is it all about? How it's important for us, especially as a receiver, but most likely as a manager or giver of feedback, how it's important that we understand we have another person on the other side we are giving feedback. This is the story with my last one-to-one meeting with my manager, and she is red and I am also red for now, and it will show you my journey, how I evolve, and a lot of things what has been said, especially during the keynote speech, especially this morning, I could just resonate, say, yep, yeah, check, check, check. So it came out of nowhere, we need to talk. So, okay. And then, she kind of attacked me, said, you need to do something more, you are just not agile coach and all these things. I was, okay, what else? Come on. Yes. And then probably some of you also experienced this, I'm not, this transformation failed 16 times and agile way of working. But as you can see, I went to defense mode. So, okay, what do you mean by that? Then what happened, as many managers, I don't know how many managers we have here in the room, and apologize in advance, but everybody wants some report, free slides, whatever it is. Just again defend myself, said, but we all already have this information. It was not good enough. Come on. And then suddenly again, out of nowhere came that she would like to change the team structure. I had the 3 teams working with, and again, why? Why is this happening? And during our conversation, I don't know if she got a little bit angry or something, we ended conversation like, just do your stuff before I tell you differently. Okay, fair enough. But why is this happening? What are you noticing from this conversation? Anyone? Yeah, thank you. Yes. Pressure, yes. Sorry? Oh, I love that one. Yes. Come on. Let's do it all the way. So today I will, together with you, explore how can we actually, both as a giver and receiver, minimize these threats, what we are seeing when giving and receiving feedback. And then I will also introduce you one simple tool, which is called Catalyst Conversation. And all the slides, not slides, all the icons, I would like to give a credit to one of our sponsors, Agile Leadership Journey, and Pete. So I worked with Pete previously. And in the end, we will have a time, so if you have any questions, and of course, I would like you to give me feedback. So that will be interesting. And I would I expect that, by doing these things together with me, that you will learn how to increase reward and minimize risk when we are talking about feedback. Yeah, just short about me. I work at different companies and these practicalities, but we can catch up later if you are not leaving home. Oops. So, but how do you feel, especially when giving feedback to your colleagues or someone else? How do you feel about it? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? Yes. Mm. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yes, yeah, yes, thank you. But I got, for example, yeah, surprise every time because, like in my case, sometimes it's just coming, out of blue. Sometimes we are not even asked or gave permission for feedback. Then, of course, many cases, especially like in my case with the manager, challenging my status or my experience or whatever it is. And then usually we are talking a lot about, our team collaboration or something. But usually this feedback, what I at least experience, it's happening, from above, from managers coming to us and telling us. But what is important that we also, as working in the team, to share and give feedback to each other, because it will help us to grow together. Oh, I hate this technology. Yes. And what we are also seeing when providing feedback, sometimes we are missing a kind of perspective on, where is this coming from? Let's see if technology is working. Come on. Yes. So this is my manager's statements or giving me feedback. So now I will like to introduce you the model called SCARF, which is created from Dr. David Rock, and he also wrote the book Your Brain at Work. Interesting book, and it's actually describing how can we work with each other when providing feedback and also receiving feedback to minimize these threats, but increase rewards. So what is happening is, first thing on the SCARF model, it's about status. When we are especially giving feedback, we should think about other person, because when we receive a positive feedback, we feel actually motivated, we want to do more. But like, for example, in this case, I felt that I got attacked, you should do this and that and so on. So my status was kind of, okay, what is going on? Then we as a human, we are really craving for certainties. We want to know what will happen. And if we don't know what is happened, then we go immediately also in this kind of defend mode. What is going on? What will happen? The third thing from the SCARF model, it's about autonomy. We hear that especially in our agile world, team autonomy, we can do all these things, but we are forgetting these boundaries, And as a human being, an individual, if we don't have autonomy, we are again losing kind of motivation for work. Say, okay, I will get my paycheck and then I will go home. And you can see here, I didn't have options to choose. She just wanted free slides reports. And then when in this particular situation for me, about this relationship, she wanted to change the team structure. And I felt that, okay, where should I so belong? Again, I went to defense mode. So, oh, okay, if I'm going to get fired and so on. And then the last one from the SCARF model, it's about fairness. How do we feel? How have we been treated by others during the conversation or the feedback? And I really didn't feel, fair about this conversation. What do you think about this model? Have you tried something similar or experienced something similar? There is a lot of threats, but little bit maybe award in conversation. Yeah? Okay. Would you like to share? Mm. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing. So, but let's explore it a little bit further. When we are talking about preparation for feedback, and especially as a giver, what is important that we kind of focus on ourselves and our development, but also other people we are going to maybe give a feedback. And we hear a lot of, in our Agile world, experiment, in this case, for example, yeah, be open, to receive feedback. And in the end of this session, if you write me, Ellen, this sucks or something, fine, thank you. I just appreciate it because I can improve myself maybe for the next time. What else? Try to co-create it with others. And that's the tool that I will introduce just in a second and how I apply it. And then help each other so we can really, really grow together in this one. Experiment stuff as much as we can. And remember, whatever we are doing, we are asking other people to change, to transform, whatever. But if we are not changing ourselves, then, it's difficult for others to believe what we are saying or what we are preaching. And that brings us to this simple tool. I would say you are probably using it already. Maybe it's not called the Catalyst Conversation, but it's really, really simple tool which can be applied in everything, from personal life, team, feedback, communication. As everything we should, whatever we are doing, we should align. What is the objective of this conversation while we are doing this? And in this one-to-one conversation, let's align what is the purpose of this conversation. The second thing, it's about explore others' perspective. And if you're noticing here, the green icon arrows is pointing to blue's head, while blue's head pointing on the box, on the problem. And here it's really key, especially as a giver of feedback, to focus on the person as a whole, to understand his or her perspective on that particular problem. Because if we jump on the same on the same boat like blue one in the problem, then we are trying to solve problem, but we didn't find kind of the root cause or hear other perspective. The third things, it's about clarify understanding, and that's where we are kind of bridging conversation. And if you are practicing coaching, mirroring, really listening to understand what the other person said. The fourth point is actually that we share, when we hear from others their perspective, and we create this bridge between each other. Probably we have also some experience, or we have been in similar situation. So let's share that our insight about the topic, so the other person can maybe observe, learn, and say, oh, okay, maybe I never thought about that. And then always end this conversation, one-to-one or team conversation, to empower for action. Not giving a person or the team action to do it, but ask them, what will be their next steps on the particular journey. Now you might be thinking, this catalyst conversation, actually the purpose of this simple tool is really to empower others to take in action, whatever we are doing. So now I will show you now how we could combine this catalyst conversation with SCARF model. As a giver, usually, our status, we know what to do, we are certain what we should kind of talk about if we didn't align. And then we have autonomy, we will choose how we will approach to other person. But as a receiver, we don't know, like in my case, when my manager said, Ellen, we need to talk. Then I got scared. But when we align, our objectives of conversation, then actually we are releasing, more or less all the part in the positive way from the SCARF model. We are providing status, we are inviting person, we are sharing, what is the topic of conversation, we are establishing autonomy, and in some cases, other receiver can say, sorry, I don't have a time now, I have, some meetings or something, but then we can catch up. And then you're also giving kind of this fair, treatment from each other. When we are exploring this perspective, actually, then we are giving, receiver positive things regarding the status and treating that person fair. I'm listening what you are saying. Let's focus on you, how you feel now, what do you see right now. when we are clarifying, understanding, and making this bridge, we are actually creating this relationship. It's kind of mental relationship, and I will feel appreciated because you are giving me that part that I can be part of that journey. While sharing insight, again, I'm sharing my insight with you, for example, today. I'm establishing relationship with you mentally, but I'm also kind of, sharing the autonomy. You can take it with you, or you can say, that was boring, I want to go home, it's late. So, and by empowering for action, actually, again, it's about the status, giver to receiver, we appreciate your work. You are expecting that your next steps will be this and that and that. And can we follow up about that in the next week and so on. So what do you think about this combination? Yes. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing. Anyone else? Yes. Yeah. Mm. That's a good one. Thank you. That's great feedback. Appreciate it. Anyone else? No. Okay. But let's see what's happened when I learned about this and kind of became more aware about receiving feedback, actually. It's part 2 of my conversation with my manager. After a couple of weeks, we met again. Similar start, we need to follow up on conversation. And I'm now on this side. No, that side, as a catalyst. Can you notice something here, comparing, if you remember from the first slide? Hmm? Colors, yeah? Apart from colors, what is in the boxes? The green box. No? I'm not going in the fan mode, oh, okay, fire me or whatever. I'm becoming, as we hear also for the last 2 days, I'm curious. What would you like to talk about? And then I could feel that she kind of, I don't know how to say in English, but kind of put, guns down in the pocket. There is no more, revolver shooting. And then we agree what we should talk about. Then similar questions again come, about Agile and all these things. Again, I keep my curiosity. I didn't want to go kind of out of the road or be kind of defensive or, So I get asked the question. Third one, about, reports. I actually, created a report what she required. And it was, I think, only, 1 slide or something. And then I asked her, okay, what are you missing from this? And actually, she couldn't answer that question. She had everything. But I think it's this mental state where, you are, as a manager, you want to be, in charge. Respect for that. We are different. The fourth one, again, same kind of attack, but I'm offering my help to her, to share my perspective, what might be work if she anyway wants to change the structure. And actually, she was listening, and we had adapted actually afterwards. And then the last one, I wanted to, more or less kind of empower myself to take action on that. Instead of just, say, okay, no problem, say, okay, what can we do or what can I do so we can move forward so we don't have the same conversation in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Can you feel it? What's changed in my conversation afterwards? And that was like, 2 weeks in between. And the best part for me was I feel, really kind of motivated to do all these things, but also kind of proud that I didn't jump in this trap, discussing you are right, you are wrong, and, this tension and conflicts and all these things. So that's something, really, really can be useful. But what have I learned? I took also ICF coaching training and discovered so many things about myself, internally. What does it mean? And now every time when I'm in some kind of, let's call it heat discussion, I just kind of, count to 10 inside. I can look you in the eyes, but, 1, 2, 3. And really helps me kind of to come back to the ground and I say, okay, what you would like, to talk about. Then, of course, I'm always considering, others, where they are right now. I think, I don't know if it's Diana that said once, dancing in the moment with them. And as Liz also mentioned, have this flow. So they feel, appreciated, you are not ignoring them, and so on. And what is important, actually, using these two tools, when we are talking with people and providing feedback, that we should remember, the threat will occur when we actually take this scarf, where we are not considering scarf. Then people will go immediately in defense mode. And, it will be awkward situation. But if we work together, and think about, rewards and kind of make a space for the scarf about status and certainty and so on, then it will be much more fruitful conversation between, two partners we are talking about. And Jacques, so much. That was all. And of course, I think we have actually time for questions.